Why on earth does your cat lift their back when you pet them? Sure, cats famously are capable of forming a lot of different really weird shapes with their bodies. After all, there's a reason people say that a cat is a type of liquid. But why do they have this need to put their butt into your face? Is it them being rude? Or maybe them being affectionate? Turns out there are a few different reasons why your cat is doing weird butt presenting, some of which are positively heartwarming, but some are actually warning signs. In this video, we're going to discuss all of them, starting with this super hilarious one. Being polite. We've all been there. You're sitting by your kitty, petting them, having a lovely time when suddenly they turn around and, hey, butt in your face. What on earth? You understand if your cat is fed up with the petting session and wants some personal space. But did they really have to communicate that by mooning you? Well, your cat doesn't see what they're doing as weird or rude, so heartwarming. Rather, from their perspective, showing you their butt is, surprisingly enough, a sign of affection. Like dogs, cats will often gain information about each other by sniffing each other's butts. Your kitty has special scent glands there that release a smell. Don't worry, not one that human noses can detect. That would tell a friendly other cat all sorts of information about them, from their mood to their health, to whether they're looking for a new boyfriend or girlfriend. Basically, all the stuff that a human would post to social media. Your cat sticking their butt in your face is their way of saying that they want to help you get to know them better, and that they trust you enough to turn their back on you without worrying about getting attacked. Maybe it's not so weird after all? Nope, it totally is. Comfort. You may have heard the expression, "let sleeping dogs lie," and you might think that the same should apply to sleeping cats. And sure, that's true if they're sleeping on top of you. Every cat parent knows you can't stand up once your kitty has chosen you for their bed. But sometimes you'll spot your fur baby snoozing on the couch or windowsill, and the urge to pet that soft, fluffy fur will be too strong to resist. When this happens, if your cat wakes up, you might notice them arching their back. Are they upset that you disturbed their nap? Nope. They're probably just stretching. Just like humans, cats enjoy a good muscle stretch after a sleep. Your kitty's favorite stretch involves arching their back, sticking their tail in the air, and leaning on their back legs with their front legs stretched out in front of them. They'll also splay out their toe beans and stick out their claws. Don't worry, this isn't them preparing to scratch. Unlike human fingernails, your cat's claws are actually an extension of their toes. This is why declawing does so much damage. They just want to give them a good stretch as well. Claiming you. Sometimes your cat's raised back might be accompanied by them rubbing their body against you. What's going on there? Are they trying to return the favor and pet you back? Not exactly. This is actually your kitty's method of scent marking you. We mentioned earlier that cats can communicate a lot with scent. But although your pathetic human nose means that your cat probably won't have much chance communicating with you this way, they might have more success using you as a method of communication. Cats use scent to mark their territories, telling other cats that this area is claimed and they need to back off. You may be surprised to learn that you are counted as part of your kitty's territory. Just like you might get them microchipped or give them a collar with their name so as to let other humans in the neighborhood know whose pet they are. Your kitty rubs their back and side against you to leave their scent on your skin and clothes so that other cats in the neighborhood know whose human you are. Clues. One easy way to judge your cat's emotional state is to look at their tail. Sometimes when you're petting your cat, you might notice their back arching and their tail making a strange shape, kind of like a question mark or the handle of a teapot. This shape means that your cat is feeling playful. You may also notice that their ears are facing forward and their pupils are dilated. If you spot this sign, it doesn't mean that your cat is upset, but it might mean that you want to stop the petting session anyway. Cats can get pretty rough when they play, and even the most gentle kitty won't always remember to keep their claws in when playing with a human. As such, it's important to be consistent in teaching your cat that human hands aren't toys. If you notice these signs in your cat's body language, or see them starting to track your hands with their eyes or trying to bite or swat at them, try redirecting their impulses by getting out a more appropriate toy, like a feather wand or fabric mouse. You can go back to petting again once your kitty has worked off some of that excess energy. The claws. Sometimes the thing your cat is trying to communicate is fairly obvious. If your cat arches their back when you try to pick them up and possibly even clings to the carpet with their claws, that's their way of saying that they don't want to be picked up right now. Usually either because they are busy doing something more interesting on the floor, or because they suspect that you're picking them up for some reason that they won't like, maybe to put them in their cat carrier for a vet visit. If you've ever had the experience of having to pry your fur baby off the floor in order to get them to the vet, then at least know you're not alone. In Viking mythology, the giant god Utgarda Loki once challenged the thunder god Thor to lift his pet cat off the floor as a show of strength. Thor was the strongest of all the gods, but the giant's cat kept arching her back whenever he tried to lift her, and he only ended up getting one paw off the ground. Later, Thor learned that the cat had actually been the giant sea serpent Jormungandr disguised as a cat. But frustrated modern cat parents may still take comfort in the knowledge that even gods of thunder have their difficulties with stubborn kitties. Asking for a pet. Sometimes the simplest explanation is the right one. If you're petting your cat and they keep arching their back into your hand, then it's a sign that they want you to pet them more. Cats push their bodies into the hand that is petting them as a way of encouraging you to pet them harder, and potentially a way to guide your hand to those really good petting spots, like the base of the tail. If your cat is arching their back for this reason, then you'll probably notice other signs of happiness too, like purring. A warning call. Sometimes an arched back can indicate anger or stress in your cat. Think of the classic Halloween cat pose with the back high and the fur fluffed up. Like many animals, cats will instinctively try to make themselves look bigger when they're angry or scared in an attempt to scare away potential attackers. If your cat starts doing this, it means that something is wrong and you should cease trying to touch them until you've figured out what's making them so stressed out. You can spot when your cat is trying to do this because they will likely also puff up their fur. If in doubt, you can look for other signs of anger, like flattened ears, hissing, spitting, or lashing their tail back and forth. If you spot these signs along with an arched back, take it as your cat's sign to back off. Otherwise, no need to worry, your cat probably isn't angry with you. To find out more about how cats interact with their humans, check out this video on how our cats try to comfort us when we're sad.